Oregon state lawmakers are discussing a measure that would give $65 million from the state's general fund to help buy hotels and motels across the state to serve as shelters for the homeless. Our Fox 12's Bridget Chavez spoke with an officer at the Oregon Community Foundation to find out why this project is needed.
Megan LOEB tells me 40% of our state's shelters are winter shelter spaces, and because of that, the typical gyms and halls won't work because of the need for social distancing. As temperatures begin to drop, there's a great need for more shelters for those facing homelessness. But in the middle of a pandemic, the usual spaces just won't cut it.
It's typically a hall or a gym with mats on the floor and shared facilities. And they have to operate at limited capacity if they're able to open at all because of the importance of social distancing and protocols and the impact of the pandemic.
Megan LOEB, an associate program officer at the Oregon Community Foundation, has been working on Project Turnkey for the past few months. The project will allocate $65 million from the state's general fund to purchasing hotels and motels and converting them into non-congregate shelter spaces.
For people who cannot shelter in other ways through the pandemic and who also have been displaced by the devastating wildfires in our state.
LOEB says the goal is to purchase between 18 and 20 facilities around the state, which would provide about 1,000 units and could be used beyond this immediate need.
However is needed in that community, whether that's ongoing shelter, transitional housing, or even converting to some other type of affordable housing down the road.
LOEB says she sees it as both a short and long-term solution, especially because it gives each person or family their own space.
It provides shelter for folks who have been through trauma, who maybe are victims of or survivors of domestic violence or the wildfires. And so we also know that there's a piece of dignity associated with this type of shelter too.
If it is approved, they aim to have people in those spaces following the next 30 to 70 days. In Northwest Portland, Bridget Chavez, Fox 12 Oregon.